What's good, everybody? So today I'm going to show how to get Doom from 2016 running on Linux. Luckily, this is one of the few Windows titles that Valve blessed out of the gate with compatibility. I think it was still actually running OpenGL when they first launched Proton, which is Valve's version of Wine. But for the most part, it's as easy as installing the game and hitting play. You know, given that your graphics driver stack is intact, just fairly easy for the most part. Well, it can be fairly easy depending on which distro you're running. For AMD users, it's as simple as popping to the command line and installing the Mesa Vulkan drivers, which pretty much covers everything for Vulkan on AMD, and AMD GPU, which is the built-in kernel driver, covers the bulk of everything for OpenGL, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how the dichotomy works. So, you know, it's all open source on Linux on the AMD GPU side. For NVIDIA, they still run their proprietary binaries, and you know, you'd either have to do some command line magic depending on your distro to pull those drivers in, or go download the package from their website and allow that particular package to build whatever modules it needs, and then do a reboot, and it'll kick in. But for today, this is an all AMD rig, so I'm just gonna hit play, and then you'll see what's up. Typically, well, actually, for all of my games, I have a couple of things installed that I need to edit. In the launch options, I have something called Gamemode from Feral Entertainment. What it does is it kicks your CPU scheduler to high performance, you know, in order for you to get the most out of it. With the libraries installed, all I have to do is prefix whatever title with game mode run, and then percent command percent, and this right here, percent command percent, is what Valve uses to start whatever game that you currently are in the properties for. Now, since I'm on AMD on this particular rig, I've also added a repository for updated Mesa graphics drivers for the AMD side, which will allow me to run the ACO compiler, which is another Valve in-house thing that they came up with. And what it does is it kind of kicks it off to a different path and allows the shaders to compile quicker, and in some cases even improves performance of the title itself. And to trigger that, I have to use a environment variable here that is radv underscore perf test equals ACO space, and that will kick it off. I'll have to do another video on each of these at a later date to show how I have it installed and running. So let's close this and hit play. You should be able to see you'll be able to see how the game starts, how it runs from start to finish. You can see now Proton has started installing the prerequisite packages as if it were in Windows. And it's asking me if I want to pull my saves from the cloud or use the ones that are here. I think I'll just pull the ones from the cloud since it had a later date. See this right here where it says game mode is active? That is what I was talking about. I have an extension here, GNOME extension here, that lets me know when it's active as well. Okay, so let me This is using This is being captured with OBS screen capture. The Linux side, they don't have game capture. So let me hop over here and do another scene and add the actual window capture. This should make things go. It should allow it to perform a little bit better. Do this, and we'll grab the window. Boom. Okay. And that is selected. And we'll go back up and Alt-Tab back into the game. Boom. Okay. And we need to change the resolution. So let me hit one. I think it was, yeah, I used game slot 3. Digging here into the video options. Right now it's on 640 by 480. Let me change this to 16 by 9, 25, 60 by 1440. Hit escape to go back, and yes, I want to keep these options. Boom. There we go. That's more like it. As you can see in these menus here, it's locked at 60 frames per second. Okay, so let's check all our graphics options. All of this should be exactly how I like it. I don't care for motion blur or chromatic aberration, and everything else should be a lock. We're running in Vulkan. Everything else cranked to the max, except for motion blur, of course. And this graph here in the top right corner, this is where you toggle which level of information that you want from the from their performance metrics. So if it was on ultra, if I set it to high, it'll drop. I think it'll drop this off. Just to demonstrate, I'm gonna back out and say yes. Okay, it dropped the frame time graphs off. So let's go back in there and turn that back on, because I love to see the frame time graphs. Ultra, yes. All right, so everything else it's pretty much good to go. As you can see here, it is using Vulkan, and this is with the ACO compiler on RADV, which is the Vulkan implementation for Linux. So I don't remember where I was in this game, but let's just hit continue and see how everything plays. Well, I can demonstrate how everything plays. And as you can see, it is essentially pegged to my to the refresh rate of the monitor, which is 144 hertz. Buttery smooth on this end. But my capture is limited to 60 frames per second on 1440p, so I don't know whether you guys are able to see any of this, but I can easily move around and demonstrate how everything runs. This is just like native, or probably better, to be honest. I know what I can do though. Let's hop back into the menu and disable Freesync and see if it'll go past 144. Yes. Escape, resume. Yep, it does. As you can see, it's almost pegging 200, which is, I think, the max for this engine. It's hovering right around 180. This particular iteration of IDTech 6, I think the engine itself is limited to 200 frames per second. Yes, it is, as you can see. If it goes beyond 200, it'll probably spaz out, but still buttery smooth. My fans are starting to kick up on the PC a little bit. And since I don't necessarily require a whole 200 frames a second, I'm gonna turn my my VSync back on. Oops, I think I might have. Yep, I did. Escape. Yes. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and shoot some things real quick. As you can see, the performance is very, very good. It's practically just like native. Just like running this on Windows, if not even better. Who knows? I haven't really compared the two, but I mean, at this high of a frame rate, you there really isn't a whole lot more you can ask for, to be honest. Go away. Oops. Oh man. I need some health. Otherwise I'm gonna get whacked. There has to be some around here somewhere. Go away. You too. Oh, you're back? Or is that another one? Yeah. Thought I was done with these guys. Whoa. And I'm done. Oh well. Oh, at any rate. Well, damn, take my arm then, you bastard. At any rate, you can see how the game runs. It's practically just like running on native Windows. So, that concludes this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And see you on the next one. Peace.